guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Claire. I'm really bloody mithered, and this is Polly Put the Petal On. I'm mithered because my nephew Sean has just been really naughty. He's rang the phone, and I panicked thinking he was going to tell me something terrible, and then he just wanted to chat, so I told him off because I'd gone into a panic, and it was while I was filming. So anyway, let's get on with this. Today's video is making this beautiful wreath. It's turned out so good. I'm not a teacher by any standards. I prefer to be taught, but I hope you can follow, you know, what I've done to arrive at this destination with this beautiful wreath. It really is stunning. Every time I hold it up, I think to myself, oh, I can see something wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong. I've been all over it with a fine-tooth comb. It really is stunning. It's got ivy in it. Well, I'm not going to talk much about it in the beginning because I do show you. I filmed this over a period of 2 days. I had such a bad back filming it, trying to get it together, and I had to keep going off camera and sitting down and then coming back, and then I thought, oh Claire, just finish it off tomorrow, as I ended up on the settee with my back, fibro back. I bloody hate it. So without further ado, I'm going to get on now with the video, and you'll see how we arrived at this beautiful destination. And it's on an evergreen base, one of my favourite bases to make wreaths on. But isn't it lovely, guys? It really is. It really is. And there's a glue string dangling there. So yeah, I'll let you get on. What I'm going to do is I am using a evergreen Christmas tree wreath base, if you like. I've always used these. If you've been with me for a while, you'll know that. I bought these in bulk. I think it was last year or the year before, from Hobbycraft. They were on sale for £1 each, believe it or not. These are the flowers that I'm going to be, or some of the flowers, because I could quite possibly be going back down to the petal shed, especially for greenery, because I've got some ivy there. I've got some eucalyptus. No, this is ruscus. I have got some lovely pink eucalyptus, and I've also got these. Now these are leaves from flowers that I've used in the past, and obviously the flowers have gone, but I'm still going to use the leaves as the, you know, as foliage, because it's perfectly serviceable. I've got a hydrangea there. It's like a pink and white, well, pink and cream, and it's got a little bit of green tinge to it. I've got some pink carnations. I've got some gypsophilia, white gypsophilia, and I've also got some deeper pink, as well as those deep pink little flowers there. I'm not really sure what they are because they're as cheap as chips, and so you can't really see what they're trying to replicate. I've got this ivy. I'm not sure whether I showed you this variegated ivy. So I'm going to create my base, and first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim these, you know, these branches down on this. I'm going to trim it right down, maybe to about an inch, a little more than an inch, and trim it down and make it nice, neat and tidy, because of course it doesn't really matter whether you've got this, but I don't want this to feature heavily as my base. I'm just literally using it as an armature. So yeah, what I mean is I don't want the greenery to feature heavily, because I'm going to be using the ruscus and the ivy and the eucalyptus. So I'm going to trim it, guys. So I've given it a good haircut, as you can see. I've lowered, you know, I've given it a low profile, and it's just a nice, neat armature now. You'll have to excuse that. I've just switched my glue skillet on, which is attached to the is attached to the same extension lead as my printer. So my printer's just come on. Yeah, so it's got a nice low profile, and I'm able now to use my foliage which is this, and I think I might need a little bit more, which if I do, I've got plenty down the petal shed, so I'm not too worried. Right guys, so I'm going to go in with my heaviest leaf first, which is the ivy. Glue isn't completely melted at this point, and you will see that I get a lot of glue strings too. That's inevitable with when you're using hot glue. Hope you can see that. There's a fly in here. What's new? It's summertime. Yeah. And I've got some little bits of eucalyptus that I'm going to be using. These have just come off a garland that I've just snipped off down the petal shed. You know, you can blow your glue strings off later with a hairdryer. They do drive you batty though, guys, without a doubt. So already it's transforming, isn't it? It's transforming that evergreen Christmas wreath into quite a nice base that we'll be able to put our flowers. Yeah, and that's not to say if and I've said this before, if the evergreen is all you've got, you know, if you've got an old wreath base, an evergreen wreath base Christmas, or you've picked one up from the car boot, that's not to say that you can't just use that, because I have one of my favourite wreaths, which is in the petal shed, and I'll show you that when I'm doing part 2 of clearing it out. One of my favourite ones is made just on the base, and you know, and that was its foliage. Right. Oh, that's nice. That can't remember where I got that from, but I really must remember. I like it. What does the ticket say? £2. Oh, I think it's Artificial Flower Shop. going to take that out, it's gone rogue. There we go. Right. Let's go in with some flowers. Now, I don't think I want to have these. I think this foliage speaks for itself. I may add a little bit more around the sides, if you can see. But I'm going to wait until I've got my flowers in now. I think it, you know, this foliage speaks for itself. So I'm going to, I don't want these static. That's the way I would usually go. So I kind of want them looking as if they're growing with the wreath and the foliage. So do love these fillers. I get them from the local pound shop in the next town, and they're just £1 a bunch. But they're so delicate and low battery, so delicate and pretty, and they have them in an array of colours. Oh, got a piece of yeah, they've got them in all colours. They're worth going to your local pound shop, you know, not Poundland. Yeah, I love that. I wonder whether I'd be right to give it a bit of depth, but then does it need any depth? Johnny Depth. Oh, God. So I've actually decided to put a couple of these in. So you've got the pink, which is almost the same sugar pink as this, and then I've got the depth on there. Just because I think it needed another flower. And again, these are those cheap pound shops. Okay, guys, so it's the next day now, because yesterday I had a terrible bad back. I always do when I come to this table. It's the standing up, fibro back, typical. So yeah, I was struggling. So I thought, well, I'll finish it off today. I've got a few areas where I want to touch up. And I suppose this part, I like this part when it's finishing up. You know, this part is like when you go to the hairdressers and then they personalise your do, you know, after they've dried it and then they start cutting it again and they're personalising it. So yeah, I'm not personalising this, but I'm just adding a few finishing touches in a few spots. So I want this. Look at this lovely piece of this ivy is absolutely gorgeous. It really is. Look at that on that tendril. So I want to put this here, and would you believe it? Flies just come in. Story of my life. So yeah, I'm gonna have that there, and all these little details are what make a wreath for me, because you know I like to get lost in something. I absolutely love this wreath, I really do. Right, I'm just going to hold this up because I know I had spots where I wanted to go. It's beautiful, this wreath, it really is. So there you go, guys. There you go. That's how I arrived at it. And as you'll have seen, I've had to chop. The video was quite lengthy. I've had to chop bits up. But I hope you can follow how I came to, you know, this lovely result. Mary's going to absolutely love this, and I know she is. This base I am going to recreate for a base for myself. I love that ivy. It's absolutely stunning. It's what I got from the car boot, if you remember. These ivy plants that I got from the car boot. It's such good quality. I mean, you know, look at that. The tendrils on the on the plant, you know, with the tiny leaves, the tiny ivy leaves. It really, really is great quality. Anyway, so yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. I know Mary's going to love it. I'm actually going to take this to Mary on my way. I'm just off out to lunch with my children. They're taking me out for lunch. I'm going to take this to Mary because the video is going up tonight, and I don't want her to see it on the video before she gets it in person, because, you know, it's her birthday gift. I'm really happy with it. And I'm definitely going to recreate one for my front door. Maybe not the same colours, I don't know, who knows. But this is absolutely beautiful, and I'm so happy that you could join me today to watch, and thank you for watching. So I always hold them on a funny angle, but isn't that gorgeous? So happy with it, guys. So thank you for joining me today. It's been absolutely lovely to see you. I hope you're having a lovely evening. It's a lovely sunny day here. And I hope that you're going to have a great weekend. I'll see you Saturday at 6 o'clock. And thank you for joining me today. Take care. See you then. Bye.